Welcome everybody, my name is Yasmin Abdul Majeed. Welcome back. In this video, we'll cover all the calculations for the system analysis and designs final exam. So let's get started. Bismillah. Okay, we'll start with the table of contents. We're covering all these calculations, which are all from week 7 or the feasibility analysis chapter of the course. Okay, I'm just going to remove what I have written before. Okay, let's get started. So in this slide, we'll be covering how to calculate simple interest rate. Now, this is part of your chapter, the first calculation. To calculate the simple interest, we need two things. We need the interest, and we need, from that, we'll calculate the future value. So let's read the example or the question given to us first. We'll be given present value. This is present value, which is P. This is the amount. We'll be given the time period. They want to invest for 1 year. This is T. And then the interest rate, which is I. I'm going to multiply all of this to get capital I, which is the interest rate. This is how it will be. 5,000 multiplied by, convert this to decimal, 0.08 multiplied by 1. This will give me 400. You can confirm your calculations. Since I'm going to do it a bit fast. So this is the extra amount I will get when I invest 5,000 for 1 year with 8% interest rate. Now we're going to add this number we got, which is I, with the present value or P. So 5,000 plus 400. This will give us 5,400. This is the final answer. This is the future value. I hope it makes sense. It's fairly simple, so I'm just going to the next slide right now. Okay. Let's talk about this example, which is how to calculate compound interest. In this case, you might get two things. You might be asked to calculate the future value for present value given, or the opposite, to calculate the present value for the future value given. So it can be either way. This is FV equal to. Okay. So in this case, we have been given 5,000. John has been asked to, or John is investing 5,000. This is the present value. For 2 periods, for a period of 2 years. This is N, this number of years, and the interest rate is I. This is slightly different how to calculate it. Let's get started. I'm going to put PV, which is 5,000, multiply it 1 plus I, which is interest rate, convert it to decimal, 0.08, power of N, which is 2, whatever number has been given to you in years. So I'm going to write 2. This will give me 5,000, 1.08 power of 2 equal to 5,832. This is how much I will get if I invest this amount for 2 years with this interest rate. This is the future value. This is the difference between the compound interest and simple interest. In compound interest, not usually, but sometimes you do get more than the one you get in simple interest. Okay. Now in this case, we calculated the future value. So I have this much money. What will I get in future? Now let's say, for example, it has been done in the reverse way. So I want a certain amount at the end. So how much should I invest right now? In this case, you have been given the future value I want to receive at the end. So how much should I invest right now, which is the present value? This is the future value. This is the interest rate. And the amount or the duration is 2 years. This is going to be my N. I've done the calculations here already, but I'll just walk you through it. So we want to get 10,000 at the end of the 2-year period. So 10, 1 plus I, which is 0.08, power of 2, which is the amount. So 1,000, 10,000, 1 point, sorry, divide, this is a divide here. Divided by 1.1664. This will give me 8,573. This is how much I should invest right now, so I can get 10,000 after 2 years. I hope this makes sense. Okay, now let's calculate this question. This is very similar to what you might have done in the project. This is also an example taken from the Excel sheet. We'll walk through it together to how to calculate shortest payback period. So let's look at this scenario. There are two projects that we want to invest in or we want to upgrade the systems for. Okay, and you've been given the accumulated NPV. So which one is the most suitable based on the shortest payback period? You want to know which has the shortest payback period. So which product should I invest in the bank ABC or BISP? Now here's one thing you should look at. When the numbers turn positive. In both cases, the numbers are positive in year 4. So 300, 500. And we have negative in year 3 for both. But we want to see within that time span which is still the shortest among the two. Even though they're both year 4, but you want to know the shorter one. So how to calculate it? This is what you're supposed to do. I'm going to just make separate boxes for each. Let's start with bank ABC first. Okay. So first we see this the years in which they turn positive. But this is say 1 minute. We'll calculate the bank ABC first. Now how to calculate it, please pay attention. So first we need to know which year it turns positive. And then we take the year before that and that year. So year 3 is which turns positive, year 4 is which turns positive. Take this number and the year before it, which is year 3. Okay. The first thing we need to do is we will take the 1 year in which it turns positive, 300, and calculate the change. So we'll do 300 minus, this is the amount, minus 100. This will give us 400. Okay. Now we want to see this is the change between these 2 years. Okay, now we want to calculate monthly change. So how do we do it? We take the 400 we got here, divided by 12, which is the number of months in a year. We will get 33.33. Now we take this number, we turn it to positive. So the number before it turns positive. So this is the year it is turning positive here. We take the year before it, 100. So we'll do 100 divided by this value we got, 33.33. We get approximately 3. This is going to, let's say this is 3 months. We need 3 months to recover. Okay, now let's do the exact same steps for BISP. So we'll take 500 and 300. We'll do 500 minus 300. We will get sorry about that. Okay, so we'll get 800. Okay, we'll take 800 divided by 12. This will give us 66.67. And then we'll take the 300, which was negative, divided by the number we got here, 66.67. This will give us 4.50. Now, based on this, which is the shorter one, the bank ABC is the shorter one, 3 months, so we can invest in this company. So this is the shortest payback period, even though they're all both turning in year 4, but still within the month, since 3 is shorter, we'll go with this value, or let's say bank ABC. Okay. Now let's calculate how to let's see how to calculate the discount factor. For example, this is a formula here, where I is the discount rate and n is the number of year. It's very simple. We do 1 divided by 1 plus I power of n. Okay, how do you do it? 1 divided by 1 plus 0.08 power of n, which is 4. So let's do the calculation. and we get this value 1.36. Okay, my bad, there were some issues with the calculation. We're just going to put a power on. Okay, it's going to be a power on this value, not on the whole of it. Seems kind of confusing from here. So this is the formula: 1 divided by 1 plus I m. Okay, so let's redo it together. Let me just erase all of this. So 1 divided by 1 plus 0.08 power of n, which is 4 here. So let's do the calculation. One plus 0.08 power of 4. This will give us, yes, 1 divided by 1.360 and divided by 1 again. So 1 divided by 1.360. This will give us 0.734. Okay, let's continue. Okay, look at the last. Okay, we look at the hardware depreciation rate now. I have already done some calculations, so just going to follow through it. Since it might look a bit confusing to some. Okay, let's keep it here. Okay, so I've been, let's assume the scenario, I've been given a hardware, let's say it's a CPU, which cost us, when you bought it, this amount, which is 1.71, yeah. And we've been told the depreciation rate is 25% for each year. Now we want to know what will be the value of this device or hardware after 2 years. So we want to calculate depreciation rate for 2 years. How do we start? How do we do it? First, we take the amount that have been spent on this device, which is 1718.90. We multiply it with the depreciation rate, which is 25. We convert it to decimals, so it's going to be 0.25. This will give us 429.73. Okay. Now we take the initial value, which is this, and minus this value we got. So 17,189.90 minus 429.73. This is for year 1. I want to do the same for year 2. Equal to 1289.17. This is the value of hardware after first year. Now I want to know after second year. How do we do it? Let me just move this. Okay. Sorry about that. So for the second year, we'll take the same value we received here, 1289.17. We multiply it again with the depreciation rate, 0.25. We'll get 322.29. And then we take this value, 1289.17, minus the value we received here. So this will be 322.29. This will give us 966.88. This is value for year 2. Now if you want to do it one more step, you can continue on. So I'm just going to show an example of how we can do it if you want to do for year 3, for example. We'll take this value, 966.8, multiply it again with 0.25. Let's do it. 966.8 multiplied by 0.25. This will give us 241.7. We'll take this value 966.8 minus 241. Let's calculate it. We get 725 approximately. So this is the value after 3 years. So whatever we want to do, we just keep on adding to it for however many years we want. This is for year 1, this is for year 2, and this is for year 3. Okay, now let's calculate changes per year, month, and payback period. This is very similar to the one we did for the earlier example, which was for BISP and project ABCD. Calculations have been done here already, but I'll just walk you through it so we can be very quick. Okay, so what we do is we look at the year it turns positive, which is year 5, and the value before it. This is where it's happening. What do? We take the positive number, year 5, 150 minus 100. This will give us 250. Okay, now I take this 250. I want to get changes per year. We're going to divide it by, monthly change, divided by 12. This is how many months we have in a year. We'll get 20.83. Now we take the negative value, we'll make it positive, and divide it by the value we received for month changes per month, which is 20.83. We will get 4.80. So this is the months we have. So to recover in 5 years and 4 months. Okay, I hope this all makes sense. Now this all has been taken from the CB Excel sheet, so I'm gonna walk you through it very quickly so you know what to look for and where. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so this is the example. This is the sheet we can have a look at for the example. I'm just going to focus on a few things so we can have a look. First is depreciation rate for the hardware. See, so you can see it has been taken 50% of the real hardware rate, and then we multiply it again and we continue on for each year. Okay, now let's look at this part, which was how to calculate the payback period. Okay, so this is the part where it turns positive, which is in year 6, as we can see here at the top. Okay, but we want to know how many months is it going to take us. Okay, how do we do it? As I mentioned earlier, let me just draw here. So we take the value, which it turned positive here. So we'll take this, you can do it a couple of ways, it's going to be positive anyway. So take the value 3997.46 minus 28625.99. We'll get this value, and then we'll take this value divided by 12, so we can get the changes per month, and then we take the negative value, which was in year 5. As you can see here, this is where it got from. Take it here, and we divide it by the change per month, and we'll get 10.53. So this means that the payback period is 5 years and 10.53 months. This is all we have the information from for the example. Even for the discount factor, there has been some calculations done here, which you can see for each year. Everything is all from the Excel sheet. Okay, so that's it from my side. I hope this all makes sense. If not, just please slow down the video and watch it again. It's fairly simple, but it just needs a lot of practice. So yeah, that's it. I wish you all the best for your exam, and I'll see you in a few days, inshallah. Okay, so these are the examples, or these are the questions which you might get for the final exam. And that's it from my side. I wish you all the best, and yeah.